maybe Durk was laughing this week, man, because he scored a major victory when a federal judge agreed to split his racketeering charges from his upcoming murder for hire trial, keeping these allegations separate. Now, I guess it's just victory. It's small, but we were talking about him, I think last segment or last week, and we thought it was pretty much, could be over for him. I do kind of think that he might, I don't want to really compare him and Pooh Shiesty because Pooh Shiesty shit was on camera, and but I think it's equally bad for both of them because I think this is some guy they were looking at for a long time. They were investigating him for a long time, and you know they found the right time to pounce on him. And also, you know, somebody was saying, I don't know how true this is. They said that he knew the feds was on him, so that's when he pretty much turned Muslim. Took a shot. I was laughing at that too, like, God damn, these people just saying anything online. Somebody wrote that in the comments or something like that.
Lord.
You know what I'm saying? But the judge did agree to split the case into two separate trials. Obviously it should help Durk. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's okay, I guess.
I guess, right?
You know what I mean? What type of victory you're looking to gain out of that? I guess hopefully you can find it, but ultimately, does it mean that he'll find his freedom any faster? Does it mean that he'll get reduced sentencing? Does it mean that he'll do less time? I don't know. I don't think so. And then immediately when you started talking, I kind of thought about Diddy for a second because I'm like, okay, Diddy was hit by the feds. Probably one of the most ridiculous trials we've ever had to be a part of and witness. As silly as all that shit was, and he still did jail time. He still did jail time. So to think that Pooh Shiesty, or in this case, Durk, will just get away scot-free for whatever reason, I think that's silly. I think that it's silly to think that he's going to get off on time served if, best case scenario, he's found innocent or whatever the case may be, lesser charges, whatever. So regardless, it looks like he's going to do time. It just looks like we have to find out how much time. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't want to do any fucking time.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to sit in this position at all. So I wouldn't take this as a victory, a street victory, or any type of victory, because at the end of the day, that man's still sitting in jail, and he's still going to be sitting in jail at the very least until his trial ends. And go ahead. I
kind of look at it probably, here's what they could be saying, right? Let's just say, like, they should be, well, people will say they should be together. Let's just say if he wins one.
Okay.
Then that could be good for the next. You feel me?
Yeah.
But if you lose that first one, then it's bad because they intertwine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give a good example. I really can't find a good example, of it. But yeah, but I could see it in that aspect. But that's only contingent upon if you win the first one.
And what are the chances of him winning?
Slim to none, in my opinion. Because remember, you're dealing with the feds, man.
Right.
And, Diddy's thing was a little different, but that's why they got that 97% conviction rate for a reason, because they are thorough with it, and they make sure before they come to get you that it's already over with. Like you might as well take a plea deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's what it almost makes me feel like they try to get people to get in there and do.
Of course,
to do
they don't
that.
want to spend that money,
right? Because if you go to trial, I don't give a fuck how great your defense is. We sat in trials where the defense was cooking the prosecution, and it didn't matter in those regards. Because once they get you, it's almost like, I don't give a fuck what the defense says. If you ain't pleading out, you're gonna do something.
Yeah,
you're gonna do something.
Yeah,
that's why you here. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, and we'll see, man. And I just think with his life, man, I think that he had the opportunity to pull away from that shit. That's why I don't feel no remorse for him like that. Once you get into the millions and shit like that, and you making the money, you gotta leave that shit the fuck alone, dog. You have to leave. Like, that would give me every incentive to leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm turning my back on niggas. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And I ain't really turning my back. I'm just not partaking in the bullshit no more.
Yeah.
You can still be cool as long as you're coming to my environment to chill.
Yeah.
You coming to wherever I'm at, Hollywood, and we going to go eat, and we friends, we playing ball and shit like that. I'm not running around in Chicago, running around in Atlanta doing some nut shit at that point in time, putting hits out and this, that, and the third. But that's going to be his downfall, not being able to leave that element, that street element alone. So
I think the internet has definitely influence in them not having the ability to leave it alone as fast. 'Cause I think about during times when we grew up, and a lot of the rappers we love and listen to, they were in a dope game or a drug game or whatever the case may be. And once they got out, there wasn't this mass influence on the internet. There weren't people content creators who had influence online giving play-by-play on what's going on
That's
in
a
the
fact.
street and giving popularity to those that are doing dumb shit. There weren't people on the internet that were glorifying this shit. So I'm not giving them any excuses. I'm not by any stretch. But these kids nowadays, they look at that notoriety, they look at that popularity, albeit it may cost them their freedom. It's not making them any money, but they look at how it makes them feel. And they continue to do it because they're under this certain moniker, this uncertain impression that they give to the streets. And then you got people like, not like us, but people with microphones that give play-by-play to the shit. They're bleeding that internet in with reality. And then at the end of the day, your real ass is going to be sitting in real jail because of decisions you may have made for the internet. And I just think it's bad, man. Like I said, no excuse. But I'm just trying to find reasoning as to why some of these kids, especially nowadays, refuse to get out of that lifestyle even when they start to find some type of level of success. Because they don't. Some of these kids don't leave it. And it's like, why? When you look at Biggie, when you look at Jay-Z, when you look at the Locks, when you look at DMX, when you look at certain people, yeah, they were in that shit. But once they started gaining some notoriety and fame, these labels like, man, if you don't get your dumb ass up out this shit, and we ain't hear about it no more. And now these dudes that we were talking about are now sending their kids to college. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Not sitting in jail for the rest of their life.
Word.
So, you know what I mean?